what is one issue that the church needs to speak more clearly about now?
Man.
There's probably a few you could put there.
Yeah.
There are.
Honestly.
Yeah.
There are. Oh, okay. I mean, there's a bunch, but I'll tell you what concerns me the most for the church at large moving into the next decades is there is currently among conservative Christians an outrage, which I agree with, against you call it wokeism or whatever, all of this stuff that's out there. And the outrage is justified. The way that outrage has tended to manifest itself is not justified. It's not righteous anger, And so what has happened has become this permission granted to Christians to act unchristianly because it's in opposition to something they see as a morally reprehensible thing in our culture. I am concerned, to kind of use a colloquialism with it, if we fight the devil using the devil's tools, the devil wins. And so as we seek to confront the trends of our culture, whether it's wokeism or whether it's something else, I'm deeply concerned that we maintain Christian character in the midst of that. And what is it? The Beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount is the description of that. What do you do to enemies? You pray for those who persecute you. You bless those who curse you. You do not return evil for evil. You return good for evil. The list goes on. It's the opposite of what... And then somebody will go, well, you turn the other cheek. That's one of the things Jesus teaches. You give them your cloak when all this sort of stuff.
Right.
And someone will say, well, that's not effective. And my response is, Jesus never said it would be effective.
That's true.
The point is not effectiveness.
It's not up for us to decide.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
The point is faithfulness, and then the Lord does through that what he sees is right to do. Now we'll go back to masculinity, it takes a very strong, confident, secure person to be able to withhold that and trust the Lord to do what if I attempt to do, I'll screw it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kind of have those like you said, kind of secure in yourself. You've got all those boxes checked already that, okay, I'm good with me. I know my flaws. I know where I fall short, but I know that God will take it from there. But you have to be, like you said, confident within yourself to say, okay, the rest is up to God, and I'm just going to be kind of waiting on him to provide my next steps, if you will. And I've heard it. This came from a movie, but it's kind of biblical. You might, scripture wise, be able to point directly towards it. But basically, until the Lord moves you, you're to bloom where you're planted.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. That's great.
And from a movie, but
what movie was that?
I've heard the phrase
Sorry,
before.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
So they've made several movies. It was from a church in Georgia.
Yeah.
The Fireproof.
Facing the Giants.
It was It was actually their first movie, I think it was, and lesser known. It's called Flywheel.
It's called what?
Flywheel, like from a car.
Oh, Flywheel.
Like a piece. And that was the name of the movie. And they kind of searched for a classic car, Flywheel, but that was the name of the movie. And another thing that I thought of whenever you were talking just a little bit ago, of while you're in here, and this was a quote from that movie as well, but while you're in here complaining, God's out there working.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what triggered, something that you said just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just instead of self-sulking, and pity partying around, and God's out there doing what God does best.
Yes.
And kind of this world has focused so much on self and too much, in an unhealthy way. And but like, not to confuse, like we talked about just a few minutes ago, where me time is essential, but it needs to be intentional, and it needs to be a smaller part of your day, right?
Yeah.
Because, think about it, whenever, we're described as, the hands and feet of Jesus, being the church, hands and feet aren't just going to be like, oh, wow, look at these hands. These are nice hands. What are they supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Not admiring, not lifting themselves up.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be out there doing stuff with them, in I guess, figuratively, like in the community, and kind of, helping the community in a selfless way that doesn't point back to them, but points up to God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I enjoy me time.
Yeah.
I don't get much of it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But when I do, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I struggle with that
Yeah.
as well.
I feel like I don't play golf anymore, but it's a waste of money for me to go play golf. But anyway, I would go play golf with some friends, and I would just feel like I'm wasting time. I get one shot at raising a child, and here I am playing golf.
Thinking about all the things I could be doing.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be doing.
Right.
Kind of, and then condemning yourself, and self-condemnation almost.
Yeah, and every time I do something like that, I haven't when we went hiking. I don't know why, but I haven't.
I have a theory on that one.
But like doing something like golf or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel guilty I feel like I'm putting myself above everybody else when we all should be, around the same.
Yeah. And kind of my theory on that, specifically the whole hiking thing, is we were kind of scouting out trails and kind of seeing, trails that would be good down the road, because we're working towards like a much larger section of hiking and a much more strenuous. But down the road, I think the reason that you don't feel guilty in that regard is that down the road, the end result, or goal I should say, is eventually going to bring the family and kids and things like that along with. So maybe it's like, this is part of,
Sorry, Andrew.
Working towards that. So maybe that guilt isn't there for that.
Maybe.
I don't know. Just a theory.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know, but I do. I feel guilty when I go and do stuff for myself. I don't know. Yeah. It's just me.
I know a lot of people just go for a drive. I've never really liked doing that. And to me, I'm like, I'm just wasting money, and I don't,
wasting gas.
wasting gas, because that stuff's expensive, and whatever the reason may be, whatever the TV says or whatever's true, I don't know, but whatever, it's not cheap, right? And so it's like, okay, well, that doesn't make sense, because where am I going? I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna stay at the house then.
Yeah,
For me, but I know like siblings, they're like, I was like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going for a drive. Where are you going? I don't know. Well, we're different in that regard. So
yeah, I never did the whole.
I never understood it. Now, I mean, in a sense though, I can kind of understand if you're going up to the parkway or going around the lake, but to me, unless it's like on a bike, like motorcycle or I guess bicycle, but probably not.
No.
John's like, no, definitely not.
I'm not doing that.
I know that last hike we were talking about, just to get up to the parking lot, how strenuous that was.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you would like and subscribe, and then share this everywhere and with everyone you know. Catch you guys again soon. Thank you.